gentleman from Xenos Mutant Chaos.
And how do we do that? By any means necessary.
Yeah.
You stepped into a larger world, my dear. Far grander than anything that you were in, and far more dangerous. The shadows laid bare, you see now what squirms in their depths, and we must have every weapon at our disposal. Things are not always quite so simple. A lot to think about, perhaps. Remember that humanity must be ascendant. There is no alternative. Extinction is the only other. And that's hardly acceptable. Well, do try the port. It's Terran.
Yes, considering it's Terran, so she almost in reverence. After all, it's holy Terra after all.
They're grown on a few small estates, all that's left. The soil has to be important, of course. Terran soil is fairly well irradiated, but it's grown in the light of the Empress, so holy soul itself strengthens the plants.
She buys that like a fucking pop. Anyways, yeah, so basically, long story short, what she will like respond that she'll ponder about those things, but she'll also kinda, what am I to say? That she will know that her stance currently, like she'll think about those things and she will be like more or less, I understand, but doesn't matter, and I will not like Eldar.
Darling, nobody likes them. They don't even like themselves. Understand that you use what you can.
Or rather, as I mentioned, this is like long story short, she maybe doesn't use like per se. It's more, oh wait, I know, she might not, she understands necessity, she will not be happy about us as a servants of Imperium being required to use Eldar instead of.
Well, we have to do all
because this is like she's still the reason why she still has this thing that perhaps Puritans and some other have, that the only reason why other Xeno races, including Eldar, are not exterminated is because Imperium is not strong enough, and that's unacceptable. Yeah, anyways, but yeah, you really made a good work on making her. Well, at this point, you could perhaps get her, like, of course, with companionship on board of Eldar ship without immediate incident. But
immediate.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep. Oh. Actually, slight retcon. When this first started going on, how was her High Gothic?
I mean, Imperial Guardsmen, I don't think they usually have High Gothic.
Priests do.
Priests do? Yeah, okay, so.
They're supposed to, anyway.
Yeah, I imagine she has it at like. Plus 10. Yep, plus 10.
And how, so when she first came in, I would have started speaking to her in High Gothic. How well did she keep up with that?
I'd say well enough. Yeah, I'm gonna count that 5 as like how well she kept, because that's too good overall.
Okay. Well, if yeah, I would have kept speaking in High Gothic then. So, if she's doing fairly well, that's fine. Although her degrees of success isn't going to be more than my degrees of success, so I certainly feel. Oh well, actually, since I'm kind of talking a little bit about the war, about Xenos and how they apply to the Inquisition and Imperium, might as well. Actually, that's going to be 40. And Scholastic Law Imperial Creed. 40.
Oh my gosh, you rolled a 99.
I mean, sorry, at this point, like, okay, you can like make those rolls and like.
Oh no, it's just for
but she
fluff.
doesn't get mechanical bonuses now. She already learned too much.
No. It's just a matter of pulling this in, sort of. But if she ever desires to have further discussions, I probably am the best person on the ship to talk with her about the finer points of ecclesiastical teachings.
Yeah, she definitely got that impression, and definitely better impression than Moriana's. I still remember that fucking nat 100 roll on trying to teach Exalta Ecclesiarchy lore. It was hilarious.
Well, if at any time she feels like she wants to come back, I'm not such a bad person after all.
Wow, if I didn't know better, I would think that Zhao was beginning to try to form some sort of harem, or at least like four-way thing with Exalta, Medic, his bot, and himself. But no,
What?
that's below. He only needs his bot. Anyways,
Heresy.
some of that joke. Yeah, it's okay. That's cool, and I think we.
It's fully functional, programmed with multiple techniques.
You are making this too easy. Anyways, yeah,
It has talented valet, so whatever that
we
means.
milk that scene for whatever it was worth. So,
It fetches my laundry and makes my bed.
okay. So, speaking of
Among other things,
different
nudge,
matters, was anybody trying? I know that Zantis was making rolls for acquisition and whatnot for himself. Does anybody was trying to make an acquisition either for themselves or to get something better for your mooks? Or perhaps this is like mostly a question for Zantis.
Oh yes. Can I like upgrade the equipment of the command squad? Otherwise they're gonna die at like every opportunity. Not even their armor really, just their guns. Their guns have no pin except for Kenneth.
If this will be reasonable, like something that's, yeah, they would get that because enemies that you will face, nothing too artifact OP, then
No,
won't be
nothing
necessary.
artifact.
What do you
OP.
think of?
I want them to get proper hell guns and hell pistols.
Proper? You didn't give them proper? Like,
What they have. So there's a. What they have is I forget the exact name of it. It's a certain sort of pattern of Hellgun. What I want to give them is the Cadian pattern of Hellgun. The actual good kind of Hellgun.
I mean, for now we are talking about command squad, yes, not the entire platoon of mooks.
Right, I'm just talking about the command
Okay,
squad.
so Kenneth for now has plasma gun, but yeah, if you want to, then you can get that during this month. Until I guess it's not big of a problem.
If anything, I'd probably prefer him to have the Hellgun.
Hellguns aren't bad. Well, they're better guns, but terrible.
Yeah.
There's certainly worse stuff you could use.
Yeah, Kenneth will use the Hellgun and Hell Pistol rather than the plasma gun. Mainly so that he doesn't have to do that recharge thing.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about recharge during that fight in weapon complex. Oh well.
Okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
Hellguns,
this
proper Hellguns
weekend?
are not too outlandish for command squads, so yeah, without rolls you can give them like inventory Hellgun, proper
This
Hellgun.
is actually be something of a retcon, but while on the Eldar battleship, could I have negotiated the either sale or gift of a couple of clips for my shuriken catapult?
Okay. You might get like a 2, I guess.
Awesome.
Fanbus probably gave you more.
Also, we're probably being paid in this month. So I'm going to pay to have all of the command squad's guns sanctified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The entire ceremony of Xantis being Inquisitor, I really don't have much idea how this usually proceeds, so if you don't mind, I'm just gonna kinda wave a hand and say that yeah, this happens like
Oh, that's fine.
And it just confirms that yeah, quite a few people were attending, quite important people. So yeah, both notoriety, fame of Xantis now as Inquisitor and his cadre is up, which has its pros and cons. And by the way, did Xantis spilled to, like in character, did Xantis tell anybody that he will be getting promoted to Inquisitor? Before ceremony happened, or did he kept that as a sort of surprise?
Joe assumed as much.
It's alright if he assumes it. It was meant to be kind of a surprise. Basically, he's going to come back and say, "Haha, I have the Rosette now!" Because much like Zhao, Xanthus can't resist the occasional need to show off. Although, really, it's going to be less him going to them and saying, "Ha, I have the Rosette," and more of they're going to get summons and they're going to attend his formal ceremony.
Investiture.
So, it's just a matter of he's not telling them before the ceremony happens. The ceremony is how they learn of it. Except for Zhao, who's just kind of like, I think Xanthus is going to be an Inquisitor soon. Neat.
Okay, cool. So then after everything that, month passes and you are all ready to go where no man's gone before. Question, are you still keeping... No wait, I mean, for now you will be still keeping that ship you got from Admiral, but it's just wondering if you'll have plans of acquisitioning or like ordering to build your own personal ship.
Oh, you know it. Xanthus is going to sooner or later pull Zhao and Sigmund aside. Guys, we need a new ship. This ship is lovely, but it is not exactly up to Inquisitorial standards. Oh.
Jesus, that was loud for me. Ow. Oof.
So, good grief. I'm going to give that a minute so that Gabriel will actually be able to hear me when I say this. Okay. Has it passed, Gabriel? gonna take that. Anyway, what I'm going to need you two to do, you two being Zhao and Sigmund, is to pull together your logical resources and your mastery of technology to locate me the best possible ship.
Cool. Can certainly try to help. And Sigmund can pay. Zhao can pay for
it.
And my dear, my family are preventers in the Imperium. Much of the food that is eaten on planets comes from our fields. That said, a ship is no small thing. But I'm sure I can speak to certain channels to find the best ship for the best price, of course. As an Inquisitor, you might look to maybe bring some of that to bear.
Oh, but of course, I merely meant for you two to find the ship and judge it worthy. All three of us are going to be actually acquiring it.
Well, that's certainly not too hard.
Well, yes, between our combined resources, I'm sure we can get ourselves a ship.
We have this one, don't we?
A better ship.
Well, yes, but I'm certain that the sale of this would be perfectly fine towards...
I don't know if the Admiral will be too pleased with me selling his ship.
Oh, wait. This is the Admiral ship. What happened to, what's the Vermilion ship? I can't remember called. Is that Lena?
We left it with the Admiral, and if I remember correctly, GM said the Admiral used it as a orbital bombardment.
Out of character, yes. In character, you'll probably learn that when you return to Periphery.
Well, in either case, yeah. Well, let's see. I'm supremely connected. This would probably be a joint thing between me working with the Administratum, the government, and Sigmund working with the Adeptus Mechanicus.
I mean, this is something of like mid-term, long-term project that for now I don't want to focus on that. So, basically, soon I want to finish and to just play one or two things. Yeah, basically as everything came to pass, people trained, and the ship with now formally induced Inquisitor on board is ready to lift off. Probably, well, I want to like during one of the just a day before you were meant to go off, and obviously there's still this. You are still doing this PT training in the morning, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is something strange because entire command squad doesn't really show up. And quick inspection turns out they are in a ship's chapel.
The ship's what?
Chapel? No, the thing where...
Oh, the chapel.
Chapel. Fucking pronunciation.
Why are they in the church? Chapel place. I guess Xanthus is going to go see what this is about.
Yeah, to make this not this entire long, you hear and then see as Exalta in her entire clerical robes and with the tone of voice that fitting her position, bless the venerable emperor, and basically it turns out you don't need to logic roll for that. It quickly you come to understanding that during that month just recently there was some message from Periphery, and as you're listening to names that Exalta lists off, that they fulfilled their duty and gave their license service on Emperor. Basically, it turns out the fighting was really fierce, so the former comrades of the company that they were from, or regiment, there were a lot of casualties, so they lost a lot of friends and former comrades. That is not exactly grieving, but actually this is like Exalta initiative, so partially her, and she's like doing her job to uplift the spirits of Command Squad and just give a proper send-off slash tribute to fallen guardsmen. Do you react to that or anything?
Oh, Xanthus was in the Imperial Guard himself, so he understands. He's not going to interrupt or anything. He's just going to watch for a little while. Then he's going to just turn around and walk off.
Yeah, they were not going to finish within the next 10 minutes. They are going methodically through every name they got their hands on and that they know is confirmed KIA. But yeah, obviously they are good soldiers, so sometimes afterwards Kenneth and Exalta both come to you and they apologize for missing morning training.
It's quite alright. Just try not to let it happen again.
Of course. And then you make your merry way, I guess. Your target is Coalford in Periphery.
Correct.
And then
real quick before we go, I'm going to buy one more thing. Just for those moments where I can't use my power armor.
And hey, Ovis Astropath or Navigator is not a deep.
For those dark times where I can't use my main armor, I'm going to get myself a set of... Hey GM, can you...
Oh shit, one thing. As we are doing the buying, yeah, actually I cannot say that you move out because it will be like too much time fuckery. So we're gonna start next session as you move out because we still need to for next session do the new John's character introduction.
I'm sorry, what? Okay, so I kind of only caught the end of we need to do John's character introduction.
Yeah, on next session, so I cannot really say that you leave and go to Periphery because that means you already have John's character on board. So that's like, I don't want to do that strange retconny stuff, so... yeah, I think this might be a solid point to finish off this session. And next time we will do the travel to Periphery Cove and dealing with orcs, probably, or going into like political, not shitstorm, but trying to politically subvert Severon, probably starting from, or perhaps something else, and of course introducing Moira's character. Okay, for this session, I mean, some stuff happened, not really too much, so you're gonna get... I'm gonna be merciful, God. Wow, I almost put 1-0 too much.
I mean, I'll take 3,000 XP.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to complain.
Oh, I sure you would. No.
But GM.
Quoting Colonel Schwarzenegger, stop whining. Or I'm gonna throw freaking 8 greater demons at your ass. Anyway, so...
Someone has learned from the Alex school of killing PCs.
Really? I mean, you mentioned that he kinda did dipshit thing with grenades, not something epic like last stand against 8 greater demons.
I'm being mildly facetious.
Yeah.
It wasn't 8 greater demons, it was more like 20-something lesser demons and a greater demon and a demon host.
Fun! Yeah, anyways,
It was 30? 30.